Welcome back to the Narrative Mindset Podcast, where I post stories every day. Subscribe so you don't miss one. You ever meet someone who just feels out of place? Not like they don't belong, but like they've already been where you're going. That's today's story. I met a homeless man in Lafayette Park. At least, I thought he was homeless. But the things he said, they changed everything. This is the homeless man who was actually a time traveler. The sharp wind whipping off the Detroit River always carried this low, melancholic hum, like the city itself was sighing. It was late autumn. I just finished my shift at the auto parts plant. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I cut through Lafayette Park on the way home. Not for the view, there wasn't one. Just a break from the neon lights and mechanical noise. Lately, that break came with a fixture. Same bench near the wilting rose garden. An old man, wrapped in coats stacked like sediment, motionless. His eyes, when they opened, looked ancient. Not tired, ancient. Like they remembered stars we forgot to name. Today, the wind was brutal. I had a half-eaten bagel in one hand, coffee in the other. Leftovers from a breakfast that didn't land. Cold enough for you, old-timer? No response. I sat at the edge of the bench, gave him space. But as I peeled back the napkin, he spoke. Cold? No, not really. This is nothing. You should feel the wind off the Neo glaciers in 34. Now that's cold. I froze. Bagel mid-air. Neo glaciers? Right. Well, I've got a bagel if you're hungry. Cream cheese. He turned his head. Those deep eyes locked on me. His hand twitched. Like it wanted to fix something invisible. Cream cheese, he said, like he was savoring the phrase, a relic. In my time, we perfected nutrient paste, tasteless, efficient. Retro eaters still pay a fortune for this kind of thing. He took the bagel nimbly, ate it slow. Still good. The genetics haven't been completely resequenced yet. That's when my skepticism started leaking. So, what's your time exactly? You talk like you're from a sci-fi movie. He swallowed. 2035, or I was. Temporal displacement's messy. The chronomagnetic fields here are unstable. I chuckled. Flying cars, robots everywhere. He smirked. Flying cars? No, too risky. The skies are for cargo drones and defense platforms. Robots? You don't even notice them anymore. Infrastructure, therapy, meditation. Ever talk to a synth therapist? Then his voice dropped. The omni-grid, it watches. Not for safety, for sync. We're all on it. Off-gridders vanish. Not killed, forgotten. History rewrites itself in milliseconds. One blink, and you're an error code. I stared at him. He stared at nothing. You're serious? He nodded. Solemn. I came back, not to warn, but to remember. Time is a circle, but memory is a glitch. You ever feel like you've been here before? Yeah, I said. All the time. Exactly. He stood up, stiffly. If they find me, they'll loop me, reset my cycle. I'll forget again, and so will you. He turned, walked off toward the water. The wind howled. My coffee had gone cold. And when I looked back, he was gone. Not down the path, not behind a tree. Gone. Just gone. Next week, I'll tell you about the cassette tape I found in a library book that hadn't been checked out since 1993, and played a recording on my own voice. Until then, watch the patterns and stay curious. Thanks for tuning in to the Narrative Mindset.